What's going on, guys? It is Sunday. I'm Ray. I'll be your tour guide today. Today's topic, this week's topic, actually, is identity and identities. And I thought I'd start by just talking about how I personally identify. I identify myself as Ray. I am gender queer, genderless, both genders, neither gender, depends on the day, depends on the moment, depends on how I'm feeling. And that's the thing about identity, it changes. There are certain parts of one's identity that won't change. There are certain parts of one's identity that will change and always change. But either way, I think that a lot of one's identity, as I was saying, is fluid. It changes all the time, specifically gender and sexual preference and that kind of stuff. Particularly for me. There are people out there that would disagree with me, and I fully respect that decision. For example, though, for myself, though I prefer women sexually, I prefer women right now. There was a time when I was younger and I did prefer men. So, in my opinion, at that time, I didn't know that I was going to prefer women in the future. So how do I not know that in the future I'll prefer men again? I don't know. No one knows. Sorry. That's where I am right now at the age of 21 in Amherst, Massachusetts. Most of my really good friends, like the girls I live with and other surrounding friends, know that I consider myself gender queer or genderless and that I prefer women right now, but who knows what could happen tomorrow. Most of my good friends know that. Some people don't. My parents, most people around me think that I'm just a very masculine lesbian. And that's fine. I don't personally feel the need to sit every single person that surrounds me down and let them know, unless I decided to make some sort of really big decision, like becoming a man, like transitioning. Then I'd probably end up telling a few more people. However, for now, this is me, and my friends don't care, and they know, and that's what's important to me. But I'll tell you, it was an interesting road getting to this very point. When I was in junior high, I first started weirdly caring about a girlfriend of mine who was severely upset and depressed, and I really began to care for her, and I was wondering why it is. Obviously you're a friend, so you're gonna care, but there was something a little extra, and I couldn't exactly put my finger on it. However, she moved, and I've been playing ice hockey since I was about 6, and I played with guys first, and then when I was about 14, I joined a women's team, and I began to have an interesting relationship with my ice hockey goalie, and yeah, sort of fell in love with her, and that was the first time that I ever recognized how I felt sexually attracted to women. Our relationship became very, very interesting. We would flirt, we would cuddle, we would hold hands, and at first I wasn't really sure what it was, but then we kissed one night, and there goes that, and I was like, oh my god, I think I have feelings for this girl, what's going on, whatever. So, told a few friends about that, and they said, Rach, because then I went by Rach, or Rachel, they're like, Rach, that's okay, you could be bisexual, this, that, the other thing, and I was like, no, I'm only attracted to this one girl, and that is it. You know what I mean? The first step is accepting yourself, and then everyone else will accept you. So eventually, later in high school, I started seeing what other girls were about, trying it out. And later in high school / early in college, I first started telling people that I was straight up gay and I was a lesbian and I only preferred women and this, that, the other thing. But, it was a fantastic decision coming to Amherst because I am surrounded by the most comforting, open-minded, understanding people I've ever met, and they definitely welcomed me and my sexual, not only my sexual preference, but my sexual and gender confusion, which was pretty sweet. I also, took a few classes on women's studies and LGBTQ, and that's when I first started realizing that, gender and sexuality are fluid, and gender is a social construct. And humans, every single one, is born inherently bisexual. It's just how it is. So, after all my years of dating people, getting to know people, trying out my sexual preferences, reading up on things, learning, researching, after that long, windy road, here I am now, about to be 22 on Wednesday, just graduated from college in Amherst, Massachusetts, and I am Ray. I am genderqueer or genderless. I am mostly attracted to females and would mostly be likely to date one. However, I don't write off men entirely. I don't. I still find them exquisitely beautiful human beings. So yeah, that's me. As far as identity goes in the grander scheme of things, your identity might be one thing now, your identity might be different 5 minutes from now. Might be different from tomorrow, might be different from a week from now, might be different from 5 years in the future, and that's the point. Those cliche Tumblr lines, life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. You're going to be different all the time. You just gotta learn to accept that and love that, and everyone around you definitely will too. So, yeah, that's my video on identity. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, just love yourself. I promise. The road might be bumpy, but once you get to the end, it's worth it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.